All right, I think it is about that time. Xavier, Jeremy, I think it's time for another Flutter Friday. What do you guys think?
I think so. I think that's
Yeah?
what it says up there.
Let me check my calendar.
All right. Welcome back to another installation of Flutter Fridays. It's great to be back. I always look forward to these. I see random folks in the chat. Hello, how's everyone doing? How are you guys doing? How's your week?
It's pretty good so far. It's been quite a long week, though. I'm happy to say it's Friday.
It is
Flutter
a very
Friday.
wonderful Flutter Friday. Yep. All right, so it will not just be us three today. We are joined by one of our interns, Doug. Hello, Doug.
Hello. Good to be here.
How are you doing?
Happy Friday. Yeah,
Good to have
I'm doing
you.
good. I'm doing good.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Cool. Yeah. So I'm a Flutter developer, but I've joined @Sign this week. It's been very exciting learning about the technology and joining in with you guys. I'm happy to be here.
Awesome. All right, but that is not it for our list of guests. We will be joined by the GDE Mangirdas. I'm so sorry for butchering your name. How are you doing?
You did it well. It's not a butchering at all. Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me there. We were arranging this for a while. Finally, I'm here. That's another tick in my bucket list. Let's say. Yeah, as Tyler mentioned, I am Google Developer Expert for Flutter and R technologies. I'm from Lithuania. I'm doing software engineering during my day-to-day business. Also, I'm organizing meetups. So I'm the main organizer of Flutter Vilnius, which is the only Flutter-related meetup group in Lithuania. I think that's briefly it.
Awesome. All right. Well, are we ready to get into some of the stuff, the hijinks of Flutter Friday?
Let's go.
All right, let's do it, Xavier.
All right. So if you aren't already in the Menti, you can either use the QR code or go to menti.com, and the code that you have to enter is 43114047. And I'll go ahead and drop that in the YouTube comments.
Yeah. Jeremy might beat you to it.
Probably.
You got it. It's all yours.
Okay. Thank you.
So, and once you're in, just give us a little heart or a thumbs up or something, just so that we know you're in there.
This music is very chill.
Oh, thank you. You know, it's like my favorite part for Flutter Fridays was the setup. It's like, now let's sit down for an hour and try to find good music.
But that's challenging. I mean, if you are changing music every single time, right?
Oh, not every single time. Like every few
Okay.
months or so.
Oh.
No,
I'll
that
request some
would be
heavy
a
metal
lot
or
of time.
something next time.
Oh my goodness. Let's switch up the vibe around here.
All right, we got 7 in so far. Oh, 8, 9. We're starting to get people in. All right. I will move us along. You can still join. But before we get into the fun, don't we have to talk about something quickly, Tyler?
There are some rules that we have to talk about, but I'll let Doug read out the rules for us.
Okay. Good thing I can read. All right. Have fun. That's an easy one. I know that's going to be easy. Pause. Please be kind and respectful to everyone. If you've got any questions, you can add them to the chat, and we'll be looking at that. So yeah, if you want to get in the quiz, make sure to go to the link at the top of the slides and enter the code. And any bad behavior will result in ineligibility of prize winnings, and you can read those terms and conditions at @sign.com/Flutter Fridays terms and conditions. Man, I feel like a proper newscaster.
Woo! All right. But I think the rules, there are some very fun aspects to this. Is that right? Jeremy, why don't you tell us about the prizes?
So if you're good enough to win first place, you win a $25 gift card. And if you're just below that and come in second, you win a $15 gift card. And if you were just below that, again, you win a $10 one.
And
Those are the prizes today?
what currency is this in?
US dollars.
It is in US dollars. All right.
Money.
All right. Oh,
There we
I think
go.
I'm moving a bit too fast today. So
Oh, it's okay.
to kick things off and get everybody warmed up, we do again have some fun questions. So, this one is going to be: what is a book that you have recently read or wanted to read?
Oh, Mangirdas just picked up a book. What was it?
I don't know. It's a box for developers. How to properly document your code and yeah.
Oh
and
my goodness.
Make a better. I would say. How to say it properly? It's about basically do not leaving trash behind, like being clear about your decisions, your documentation, and so on, and like communicate with your team more about all the code stuff happening over there. It's different than my usual read, but it's fun.
Oh, can you please ship that book to me once you're done?
Yeah, it should travel around the world, because there is only a single copy in the whole world.
One piece of manga. Of course that counts. Of course. A Flutter cookbook. Oh, nice. Someone read the dictionary?
Who's reading
like
the
from front to back?
I mean, that's a cool way to pick up new words.
Yeah, it must be. I just like
wonder if they
picture
have a
like
favorite
someone sitting
chapter.
down. Just, favorite chapter. It's like, man, I love the D's today. They're so good.
All right.
Cookbooks.
I read
Spicy.
the C programming language.
Oh yeah, that's right. How's that come along, Jeremy?
It was good. It was a good refresher. I know like a few really niche things about C. After reading
Nice.
through that.
I've decided to start rereading The Hobbit, which is what prompted this question.
Mm. Very nice.
Lightspeed Bible, says Randall. Yes.
Oh, monolith to microservices. I think that's on my to read list.
Yeah. I think that one's on
Aren't we
mine.
going back the other way nowadays?
I think so. Some places are. But I think it's more so like the microservices are getting so like complex that it looks like monolith almost.
They're mono services now.
There we go.
All right. I think we do have one more fun question, so I'm going to move us along.
Yeah. Yeah, we do.
And this one is: what was your favorite subject in high school? Anybody want to kick us off here?
I in high school I was taking AP computer science, and that's where I first learned how to program. We're using something called code.org. I don't know if anyone else knows what that is, but it was pretty good. It was like one of those it was almost like Scratch where you could like drag and drop the code blocks and stuff. A lot of fun.
Cool.
Architecture. Ooh.
Wow.
Physics.
Someone had
In high
architecture in
school.
high school?
Economics we have in YouTube chat.
Oh
here.
yeah. No way, did someone have operating systems in high school? What high school did you guys go to?
I gotta say mine was either computer science or math. I had a pretty good math teacher, so
Yep.
Oh man,
I had a
every
really good
math
physics
teacher in
one.
high school is so good.
yeah.
My
What
goodness,
age
what about
is
you?
high school for you guys?
I mean that's what you mentioned. Like, I think the teacher affects the subject whether you like it or not. So in my case, it was geography. I mean, obviously I'm not a geography person at the moment, but just the teacher was really into the subject, and it was interesting just to listen for the 45 minutes or so about anything geography related. I think that was the key in what you like in school in general.
Hmm.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. someone's got lunch here. I looked forward to that subject every day. Oh, photography. That's a good one.
Photography. Tech-com. Randall says he taught his computer science class in high school.
I don't doubt that. Yeah, I see a tech com in there. Man, I enjoyed tech com, but I didn't take it until university.
Mhm. Yeah, I took that in my first year of university. All right. Looks like the responses have all come in, so I will once again move us on. Is everybody ready for the real quiz? Are we ready to
I'm ready.
ready set flutter? Are we ready to flutter?
All right. So I guess we can do it in from. Are we in the same order, like all of us? So it's Xavier, Jeremy, myself, Doug, and then Mangirdas.
Mhm.
Do we want to read out the questions in that order?
Why
Let's
not?
do it.
Sure.
All right.
Well, does that mean I'm starting?
Yes.
Okay.
Just so that there's some organization.
Flutter is a programming language. True, false or true? Ooh,
I got Xavier on that one. Let's see if we got anyone else.
Tricky. Ooh,
Nice. Good job.
very nice and easy one to get us started here.
It's a good warm up.
See how everybody did. How fast were we today?
Ooh, we have Beyonce on board. Nice. Shout out.
What? The Beyonce?
We got 10 people over 900 already. That's really fast.
Let's go.
All right.
They expect the false true already.
Yeah, they know us too well.
Here we go.
Jeremy, this one's yours.
All right. Second question. Futures in Dart have two states. What are they? Are they ready, not ready, completed, uncompleted, completed, expected, or resolved, unresolved?
Oh, this is a tough one.
That's right. Completed, uncompleted.
Nice.
This is wrong.
Uh-oh. What's wrong, Randall? What happened? Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah, fair enough.
It still starts with
Yeah,
completed,
it's still
though.
be with completed.
Still completed.
Come on.
All right. Next one.
All right. We got 19 now. Man, they definitely have new icons. There's like a plane now. I've never seen the plane. Dart 3 supports logical operators to combine cases. False or true?
A fresh one.
Fair
Yeah,
point.
so
Randall.
if you're not aware, Dart 3 has dropped. So we'll be having some Dart 3 questions here. It looks like people know or have read the documentation for that. Have any of us tried Dart 3 yet on this panel?
Yes. I have migrated one of the open source apps to Dart 3. It was smooth. So
All right.
it was nice.
I've set it
Lot of
up on one of my
doing it.
projects, but not actually used any of the new features.
Yeah.
A lot of what I'm doing is library, so I have to be backwards compatible. I'm not allowed to. But I'm excited to eventually get to use some of this stuff.
Oh, Doug, this one's yours.
Well, when it comes to a base class, you cannot blank, extend it, implement it outside of its own library, or construct it.
When you say it like you cannot blank, I immediately realized about the, I don't know, Cards Against Humanity or something. It's a very strange ending to this.
I
Randall's
hope you read
writing
these
some Dart
answers carefully. Oh yeah, look at that.
Spread. The correct answer
Randall,
is
what are
to
you
implement
working
it
on?
outside your own library.
Did we want to talk about this answer? And why it's implemented outside of its own library?
So, I mean, these are just the new class modifiers. I don't want to say anything yet because there might be some more in the quiz, but we can definitely
Mhm.
talk about this towards the end because I think last time we revealed some answers.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we gotta
Yeah.
stop doing that. Oh, a 940? Okay.
All right, this one's for you, Mangirdas.
Let's go. I hope that would be an interesting one. When it comes to an interface class, you cannot blank. You cannot extend it, implement it outside of its own library, or construct it. Yeah, if you have some knowledge from other programming languages, that should help.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, those answers were pretty split.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm surprised. Like, construct and extend it, it has the same amount of answers.
Yeah, so this one was extended.
Yeah. Oh man, the leaderboard is all over the place today. This is good. I like this.
Exciting stuff. I think there was a I guess, well, now we're on halftime, so we have some time to chat. I think there was a lot of stuff in the Dart 3 update that kind of flew under the radar, and I think, you know, like, unless you actually read through the whole thing, you might not have noticed that there were new class modifiers.
I feel like in the docs, it explicitly said that, like, you probably don't need to worry about this. This is just for, like, very specific cases. So,
Yeah, it was pretty hard going through the. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, just class modifiers. They do not really change the code per se, right? They just restrict it. It's more like a more strict linter if you think about it. It just defines how you should use a interface or how you should use a class, especially that's for Xavier. He said that he's maintaining a lot of libraries. That's useful. You need to restrict it, not to misuse them in any way. So I think it's those cases, but for day-to-day business, you can live without them and continue on implementing whatever you need.
Mm-hmm.
I think the only one I came across was comparable change. So I can't remember which way around it was now, but I had to go through all my code and change it. That was actually, I think, the only thing that came up from migrating to Dart 3 for me.
What project are you working on, Doug? If you're allowed to say anyway.
Yeah. No, this is a personal project that I made for my wife, but it turns out a lot of other people like it as well. So it's like a sewing organization app. So I mean, you can't see the mess because I blurred it all out, but there's a lot of sewing stuff going on behind me.
Cool.
It's like one of those side projects that it turns out that it's actually quite useful.
That's how most things end up, right? Because you have like this problem, and then you release it out, and then everyone else is like, I also have that problem.
Mm-hmm. That's these personal projects really help to get into new features because you do not have usually a lot of restrictions not to do anything wrong, so you can experiment a lot and you can break code and should be fine with that, I suppose. I think
that should be a fun question. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, the main thing about Dart 3 to me is, and usually I think it's maybe not underestimated, but it gets through some eyes, is that Dart is like 100% null safe now, meaning there are a lot of under the hood changes for compilation and just to make your code smaller, and compile it faster. That's the main thing about Dart 3. Is like we get to this point after 2 or even 3 years now. I think once the null safety was announced, even with Dart 2.0, I think. So yeah, a lot of time has passed since then, and it's fun, at least to me, when I'm using Flutter for more than 5 years now, I suppose. So just seeing it evolving this way, that's nice.
Yeah, for sure. All right, are we ready to get back into the fun? It looks like we lost Tyler for a moment here.
The show must go on.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Tyler, you're missing out. All right, back to the top.
I'm alive. I'm sorry. I unplugged a cord and then everything went ham.
So which is not a class modifier? So we have final, abstract, sealed, const, or base. I think we've given away one of these.
I think we did.
That's okay.
Yeah, we did. Ooh.
Yeah, nice one.
Yay.
There we go.
Nice job, everyone.
Base is the modifier that we mentioned in the previous question.
Correct.
Mm.
Still
Wow,
all
the
to play for
leaderboard
it.
is so close. Yeah. This is anyone's game.
Yeah,
All right.
but we lost Beyonce from the tops.
No.
There you go, Doug. Randall's been researching comparable for you in the YouTube chat.
Yeah. Yes. It was something. Yeah. Thank you.
What percent of the top 1,000 packages support Dart 3? 100, 99, 98, 95, or 90? So how many of these packages support Dart 3?
I gotta add these songs to like my personal playlist. It's just
Wow.
so good.
Yeah.
Wow, good job, everyone. Oh my goodness. Though it's like most of the answers have been pretty like symmetric. People pick the like correct answer the most. Still really good.
Ever so slightly, yeah.
Off by one.
Oh my goodness, the leaderboard. It's anyone's game today.
Exactly.
All right. 2
Go,
questions.
2 more. It's anyone's got it. Maybe even Beyonce. Is the impeller renderer used by default? No. Yes for iOS only. Yes for Android only. Or yes for both Android and iOS. Oh, everyone got this one really fast. Oh, that was
yeah.
too easy.
Wow.
Too easy.
That was.
Wow, I'm impressed, everyone. Everyone's doing really good today.
This is a Flutter 310 question.
Got some tricks up our sleeves.
Yeah. All
Here
right.
we go. This is it.
Last one. Quite quick today. So we'll have plenty of time to chat.
Hub.dev policy disallows you from unpublishing your packages. False or true? I feel like this is a tricky one.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Oh,
Oh,
Oh.
Okay.
that
Got
is
him.
true.
Can't
In there. Oh, go ahead.
you can't unpublish, but you can like discontinue a version that's been recently published to tell people like, oh, don't use this, there was an issue or something like that. But you can't unpublish.
And I think you cannot I mean, it's marked with deprecated, right? And it's not provided when you search for this package. But if you get to the direct URL, then you can get into the details. I think that's how it works.
Yeah.
I think
That's
the
right.
exact wording is publishing is forever. So keep that in mind.
Exactly. Do we have like these strange packages like is odd or is even as in JavaScript?
I don't
What I'm
know.
talking about?
I know
Like,
what you're talking about. I'm not
The
sure.
whole purpose of a package is just to decide whether integer is even or odd, and that's it.
Oh yeah, also there are some exceptions to unpublishing a package, but there are very few circumstances, like Randall said.
Oh, that's a good point.
Oh,
Anna-
Anas has opted out to skip past their prize.
Ah,
Thank you.
All right,
Anna.
so I guess that would be that
Usually-
Lon or Ion? Barg, Rohit, and Jerome would be
Yeah.
the top 4 then. That's very kind of you, Anas.
thank you very much. So yeah, just the people we just mentioned, feel free to put your information in so we can get you that prize. Unless you want to pass it
Yay.
along.
It's like one of those. Have you guys seen those YouTube videos where it's like, here's $1, but if you say no, I'll double it for the next person, type of thing.
Ah, I just announced right now.
Yeah.
Don't do that here. We don't do that here.
No,
So
yeah,
where
not
this
without
is
the doubling
leading-
part though.
Okay.
Just pass it on to the next person. Anas, would you like this prize, or would you like to keep it the same and double it? Send it to the next person.
No doubling. No doubling.
No doubling. Sorry.
Just gonna
Alright.
take $1.
Got 5 in already, so it looks like we're good. I will
Cool.
move us along. And we're already on to the Q&A. So do we want to go back and talk about some of those questions?
Yeah, I mean, we got some time.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe we can talk about Dart 3, Flutter 310, any questions?
Yeah, is there anything we should talk about for Dart 3?
I think we already mentioned the main highlights now of the release.
Yeah.
There's like the patterns and
Yeah,
stuff.
patterns is huge. Yeah.
Mhm.
What's the
I saw-
main use case for you when talking about patterns? Like what you instantly changed or updated in your code, or where do you imagine these are the most useful?
I saw someone, I haven't used it yet, but I saw someone use it in like a future builder or something where you've got like a couple of states and it makes it much easier instead of having to be like if is, has, is success and has value. You can just easily sort of destructure it that way.
Okay. Yeah,
'Cause-
because
and
you
that's
can
like
use those
inside.
when and whatnot, right?
Yeah, because then, and that's like a use case inside Flutter, not just like, a bit of business logic or something. That's like part of the UI, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
I have a question. This was gifted to me by a very, very wonderful friend a while ago. So my recommendation is make many friends. And then therefore you can make more friends.
Ooh,
I'm not sure. Are dashes like publicly available to get?
No, these are like very sacred items. Like I only have 3 of them, But yeah. But
Or you
no,
can,
these are not a public unless someone started selling those on eBay in auctions or something. I don't know, but that would be like, like dark market or something like that.
Ooh, more questions.
Oh,
Let's
think
see.
about Dart 4 already? We haven't even finished looking at Dart 3.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
you can always have major features come out without it being a major release, right? So, I guess to rephrase, a good way to put this would be like, what are some features you'd like to see in Dart? Or like, what are some big things you'd like to see with Dart happen?
At least I know what the community wants to see. It's it's still, static meta programming is a huge topic in the community, and like a lot of people expect that it being available with Dart 3, it's a major release, but we are still not quite there yet, and yeah, that's interesting, whether that become a thing or not, because it really changes the dynamic of the whole ecosystem in Dart. So I'm really looking forward to whether this coming to Dart or not. Still interesting how it goes.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about like adding complexity like that. In a way, it's obviously great for more advanced programmers, but I think one of the benefits of Dart is the simplicity of it. And like you start adding all this like static meta programming, all these fancy things, it suddenly becomes less obtainable. So I don't know. How do you guys feel about that?
I'm not sure about, as a maintainer, let's say, I'm not sure how to feel about that, because you need to, cover a lot of cases. But as a developer, especially as a Flutter developer, and when you can just, plug and play, like instead of generating to JSON from JSON, static meta programming could technically do that for you, and you won't need to even take care of anything. Or like there are huge topics like what Remy is talking about, River Portal, or with code generation part of that. It could just, as a developer, it will just make your life easier. But as a maintainer, that's a different topic, I would say.
Yeah, that's a pretty fair point, honestly. I see we have like a ton of questions in the Ask Us Anything.
We do. I'm trying to get to them one at a time. I'm gonna consider this one answered. Hopefully we answered. There is something I did want to quickly point out, and it was Randall's comment here. Patterns and records added to the complexity, but also added to the problem space, for which Dart is a good fit. And Dart has matured from better JavaScript to fully modern language, which I definitely agree with.
Yeah,
Dart as a language to me feels like it's considered the features of many modern languages, and kind of taken its pick of what works best in each of those. At least that's how I perceive it. So, at least on a surface level. All right. Anyways, is there any open source Flutter project at AppTime that I can contribute to? Yeah, there are always projects.
Everything we have is open source.
Yeah.
So
be like an issue, you can always ask to work on it if you're interested in that. So
yeah. I guess we can drop our GitHub link in the chat, and then if you're interested, you can take a peek through it. We have tons of repos and new SDKs that we're working on and whatnot. So if you are interested in helping out or contributing, feel free to look through like the issues of some of the repos and whatnot. And we are totally open to any contributions. Also, yeah, our Discord. Yep, thank you, Jeremy.
Any
So if you do, go ahead.
I was gonna say, Mangirdas, do you have any open source projects you wanted to share with the community as well here?
I'll drop them in the private chat. You can share. I mean, I'm still maintaining the Flutter design patterns project quite actively, I would say, at least trying to do that. Like yesterday, I updated all of the articles to go with the Dart 3.0. So all the interfaces, base classes, that and all the stuff that makes sense as a design pattern, for the OOP, these are already there. So I think these improved the quality of them. So
sure.
Yeah, I'll paste that in our chat. You can share this.
Sure. We'll make sure we get that in our Flutter Fridays resource stock as well. I'm glad you mentioned it because it's a great resource for all the users. Yeah.
I will put this link in the chat.
Woohoo.
There's the web version
There you
of that.
Oh, yeah. And looks like Hakeem already dropped that one in the chat for us. Thank you, Hakeem.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
He's ahead of the curve. All right.
All right.
The next one is for Doug. How's your internship going?
Yeah, it's great. No. Obviously, it might seem like I would say it's great, but it generally is really good. I think it's quite overwhelming. Like the technology behind AtSign is quite unique, at least for me. So get my head around all of that. But I must say, everyone's been super welcoming. Got a question, always happy to answer and all that. So yeah, generally thoroughly recommend. But I mean, it's only been a week. I might feel differently in a couple. So
Tends to be like that.
Well, it's good to have you, Doug. We appreciate you joining on Flutter Fridays.
yeah, this is fun.
And our next question here is Billow app all in Flutter?
So the context there is that I'm working as a mobile tech lead at Billow. So yes, it is. When I joined Billow, that's a fun story. It was React Native initially, but when I joined the company, I rewrote the whole app in 4 months, and now it's fully Flutter, and it's working great, I would say.
Cool.
It's not all open source though, unfortunately, but I share a few pieces of interesting code from time to time on Twitter or in other social media channels, just whatever pops interesting. So yeah.
Cool. We can put your Twitter in the chat as well for everyone to go and follow you.
Oh, I got it.
Oh, influencing, right? Okay.
There we go.
Good influencing.
Okay. AtSign knows everything about me. I don't need to even share the links. Cool. Thank you.
No problem. And this is our last question for the time being. Where's the famous cat shirt?
Yes. It's actually in the... it will be washed pretty soon because I just came back from Amsterdam. I was in the App DevCon conference. It's like mobile-focused conference. It meant for native people, but we, two GDs, were talking about Flutter. So that was interesting, getting into the enemy field, let's say. Yeah, and I used the shirt there, and it was quite hot. So it's in the washing machine, unfortunately.
Oh, next time then.
That's iconic, people recognize it just because of that. So yeah, I'm happy that someone missed that.
All right. Was that it?
I think that's it. Oh, there's another one here.
Oh,
here you go. How did you become a GD? So what were, I guess, the steps you took, or?
Okay. So it's already like 2 years ago, I think, more than 2 years. How it started, honestly, I can hardly remember that. I think how it started is while the Chris Sells, the former product manager or project manager in the Google team. So initially I reached out to him via LinkedIn, I suppose, because I just wanted to find a person who maintains a community, like any community close by Lithuania. And in Lithuania, not a lot of people there, especially when you get into the software engineering, then there's even fewer people. And then when we get to the Flutter, there are like, 3 people actively doing anything with that. So I just reached out to Chris Ells because I had no idea who else I could reach out. That was just a random person. And happily he replied that, okay, I know a person who is responsible for the community of Flutter, and that was Nilay. And then we scheduled a call with Nilay. We talked about everything, and she just said that, hey, I could recommend you and maybe you want to become a GD. And then it's all basically went downhill, the interview process and then getting into the program. And yeah, happily I'm a GD for 2 years. So that's how it started pretty much. But if you want to become a GD, because maybe the question is about that, so the first step you could do is every GD has a magical link that could share with you. So if you think that you are capable of doing this, doing the community stuff, sharing your knowledge with everyone, and you want to become a let's say, Flutter representative in this case. You could reach out to any GDE in that particular field, and if we think that you are, you're active in the community and we see that what you're doing openly, then yeah, we could just send this link to you, and maybe it would be just a formal way of closing this deal.
Cool.
Ooh, well, there you go. We got to clip that.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I think that's it for questions.
Yeah, we're back to the first one. All
Cool.
right.
Well, I think that's all for today's Flutter Friday. Do we have anything else we want to talk about before we said happy weekend?
I don't have anything. Any last minute questions? Mangirdas, did you have anything you wanted to talk about before we closed off?
It's a weekend. Take some time off. Even if programming is a hobby, spend some time outside, get your favorite meal, take some ice cream, and just enjoy your weekend. Just be mindful about yourself always.
Tell me twice. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Mangirdas and Doug. It was great having you. And thank you to everyone who has watched Flutter Fridays. And we will see you in 2 weeks.
Thank you.
All
Enjoy,
right.
everyone.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.